when last you left off, the party had discovered that Katiara's old foe, Duke Weston, had long since given up the hunt for Katiara because he had just brought his son Dorian back to life after Katiara had killed him. It's no big deal in D&D if you die, uh, especially by regular means and if you're rich. So it was just a life lesson for his son. Kichira got a little bit tongue-tied there when he realized that, did some backpedaling, and agreed to take on a job for the Duke to meet up with a group outside the city, which is surrounded by undead, to find a cure for the zombie rot. So I think that brings us up to speed. What would you guys like to do now?
Well, we're in a tavern. It's afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds all right.
Um,
Or actually,
I
no, it's morning. You guys had just woken up and come downstairs to after the old debacle yesterday.
oh okay. In that case, I just want to get myself breakfast and some coffee and wake myself up. Is Chen still trying to crash in my room, or has he finally accepted sleeping with Ysmyr?
Oh, I think that was settled a while ago. I think he bunked with Ysmyr.
Okay. I pointedly do not try and wake up Tempus to come down with me.
Okay.
Everybody else sleeping in?
I think eventually Ysmyr will come down and just sit.
I nod
And
respectfully.
Yaereene will join people.
Same with Rhodes.
I smile happily at everyone, and I am like picking up the tab today.
feeling better about things, are you?
Well, you got to admit, knowing that I don't have the Duke hunting me down is a good thing. I mean, I know where I stand with his son. He still hates my guts and wants to stab me in the back. But I know that, and I can deal with that. I can't deal with the Duke and every frickin' person he can hire being on our case. Is Tempest up yet?
I'll go get him. And Yaereene will head off to wake Tempus.
All right. How much does it cost me for the breakfast?
5 silver.
Okay, well, with that
Okay, dealt with it.
with that stuff in mind, now that we seem to be going off on another adventure, what do we need to plan for?
Well, we need he said he'd get us a crew, right? And a captain on a ship. But we're going to need provisions, and we can pretty well assume that we're going to have to fight off a horde of the undead that are climbing on the ship from underneath, right?
I don't like the sound of that. A ship does not sound like the right place to be with a horde of undead.
Well, we've got to get through and past the siege on the city. And as you know from when we were fighting them up in the north, the undead will go under the water. And so I got to assume there's
That was a river and seemed to be a special case.
true. I would rather assume the worst and be pleasantly surprised. Wouldn't you say so, McQuinn?
We're still not announcing that, right?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, as I say, I'd rather prepare for the worst and be pleasantly surprised and have a lot more for the next episode. Okay, let's say that we make a clean getaway, or we make a fight and get away, and we head, is it upriver or downriver to the other side? I mean, are we going with the flow or against the flow?
It's not so much the river. You're going to be taking a ship down the coast to the west, beyond the where the undead horde is, and then traveling across the
Inland.
mainland.
Yeah. But usually is there an undertow going one way or the other on this coast?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, so it's neutral. All right. So we have no idea where these guys are. Does anybody have any idea of how the devil we're going to try and find him once we bypass the horde.
Well,
Does,
we can try scrying.
does your friend who sent us on this mission have any idea?
The Duke, he's not a friend. He's a very wily old power user that is using us for his means. We're only friends because it suits him.
So if,
Allies at an arm's length would probably be a better way to describe it.
but he wants us to get this, so is he going to help with information?
Uh, from what I recall, I tried probing him for some information and he has sweet FA. He knows that are out there. He has nobody that knows who's in that crew so that we could try and do messages or sendings. We don't know what it is they have that's the cure, so we can't use locate object. It's basically going to. The only thing I can see working right now is you using your ranger senses to see if anybody's alive once a day, and we go towards that way.
Could try
can do that.
scrying.
Pardon?
Could try scrying.
Aye. But what are you going to do? Do I go west and it says wheel or woe?
We can see and hear things if we can pinpoint them.
Okay, true. How do we pinpoint them? I mean, once she uses rangers, locates humans,
We
and then you try and scry that.
we can scry and take a chance knowing having the general idea of what we're looking for. Whether it hits or not is another question. But we can do that, and if we do get a hit, we can see if there's anything that landmarks, anything like that to look for, and then go from there. No matter what we do,
Aye.
it's going to be a wild goose chase for a while.
Aye. And hopefully there's something distinctive out there that we can use as a shared landmark. But it's not just an endless plain, from what I understand. Like, I traveled through this area when I was fleeing the city.
Yep.
I would have a general idea of what's around here. Are there any distinctive landmarks I remembered as I ran for my life?
In terms of like towns or geography.
Basic geography. Is there any like remarkable woods? Is there any remarkable hills, mountains, plains of death? Like distinctive landmarks.
Right. So the road north east. All right. Yeah, northeast. That you would have taken out of the Empire of the Sun went through the city of Stormguard and the town of Oville. There's a larger forest by Oville, but it's mostly just plains, rolling hills, long white beaches, the whole way within eyesight of the road.
All right, I'll share that and let them know that there's nothing really super distinctive, other than like how far can you see a beach? Can you see a hill? Can you see a town that we can use for landmarks?
I can also sense more than once a day. And if we sleep tonight, I might be able, who knows, but I may be able to get a sense of which direction to start in.
All right, that all sounds lovely, but now we got to start thinking about. Excuse me for a second. But I think we've got today to try and kit ourselves out. And tomorrow would be when we set off from the discussion, because I think it's going to take at least a day for the Duke to get a crew and ship and captain for us to travel on. You think so as well, me friends?
I haven't hired a ship before.
I thought he had one basically ready. It's just we getting going.
Ryan, what is it? Is he looking for the captain and crew, or does he have one on call?
He had mentioned that the ships were unsafe because it appears that there are undead under the water and clinging to the bottom of the hulls where they can't be dealt with. And if crews go up onto the ships, then the undead were coming up and swarming them. So basically, the ships that are at the docks right now are all unmanned. But he said that if you guys have a cleric who is free and able to deal with undead threats, then if you can free up one of the ships, then they should be able to get a crew together to help you set sail.
Okay, so it's pretty much what I was saying at the beginning. We've got to deal with a horde underneath that's going to try and swarm us as soon as we try and use the ship.
So no matter what we're doing, we have to fight our way out of here first.
Aye. So, uh, maybe we need to take a trip to the temples and load down with holy water.
I would say get some healing supplies, and I guess we go see what we can do about ships. Maybe look from a distance and pick a good one.
Perhaps recruit any additional clerics if they are willing and have the ability.
Aye, the temple Ysmyr and me were at yesterday that still had had abilities. Mind you, they're totally focused on dealing with the injured and from coming from the walls and the poor bastards that are injured from the little bit that gets through.
Is this confidential information? Are we allowed to share that we're going on this little mission for your friend here? I mean,
I
if
don't.
it gets us a remedy, then I believe
I
this would
I
probably take precedence.
I would honestly. I have lived by one golden rule my whole life. It's better to ask forgiveness than ask permission.
Out
So,
of character, that totally does seem like a tiara.
eh, it's me, you know. Um, so they know me and Ysmyr, and they know. I think they would trust us if we told them what we were doing. Now, I'll look to you, Ysmyr, to give me a yay or nay on that. But I mean, we can either look and get official permission and like have definite backing, or we can try and run it ourselves and see how it go. Ysmyr?
I didn't realize that was an actual question.
I actually realized like I'd be willing to like take the chance of the two of us going through, and even though we're telling the truth, we're actually kind of running a bit of a con. Or whether or not
No.
we go to the Duke and get the full like whole official proceeding to request the cleric's help.
Uh, I'm a little lost. We either just go ask if there's a spare cleric or two who can help us, or consider the fact. And she gestures to Rhodes. We do have one, and just go.
I know, but it sounded like Rhodes wanted to have a wee bit more backup because, like, we don't know exactly how many there are that are going to try and swarm
Okay,
us, and how many they stomp up and down.
so we go and ask. I don't know what you're talking about with the con.
We're telling them the truth, but we don't have the official backing. It's like whether or not they believe us.
Well, then, if they don't believe us, then
Okay, we lost her. Welcome back, and you're muted.
oops. I don't know what you heard there before my browser decided to be silly.
Not a thing.
Sweet FA.
Uh, basically, if they don't believe us, they won't help us, and we're back to where we are now. So we just have to go ask.
We've
All right.
already given them quite useful information. I don't see why they'd have any reason not to believe us.
It's my paranoia and things just going wrong. All right. So that's settled. All right. So, it's me and Ysmyr to the temple to ask for clerics to assist us.
I think any of us can
And
go.
pardon?
I think any of us can go. Yeah.
I Yaereene, I think, would be a lot more comfortable getting materials, wouldn't you, my dear?
Oh,
With Rhodes.
Rhodes. Rhodes is wonderful.
Yes, yes, he is.
I believe I can be talked into assisting Yaereene.
All right. So basically now I'm looking at Tempus and trying to figure out.
At this point, the door to the North Gate Inn opens, and you see a rather flamboyant figure with a wide-brimmed hat and a feather poking out the top, long violet cape, comes walking into the bar and looks at you all around the table and says, "Ah, you're up already. Excellent. Our mutual friend mentioned that you may be able to help secure my ship."
I take out my panpipes and play a flourish.
Ha ha! I love it. I could use you everywhere I go. Think of it. Every time I walk into a room, a flourish plays, drawing all eyes to me, Captain Fillion. Yes, it would be wonderful. How much would you charge?
Well, let's first survive this mission and save the city, and then we'll see. All right?
Oh, you're a tough one. You're a tough one. Very well. Very well, yes. My ship, well, I haven't been on it in weeks, not since those dread undead came and caused all sorts of trouble and havoc. Half my crew was killed before we managed to get off the ship. And of course, all of the ships were half crewed at the time, so I'm sure I can scrape together an entire crew from the Lulling Waves Inn, cobbled together from the various other ships. The only issue is those nasty undead. Can you deal with them, as our mutual friend indicated?
Well, we have certain methods here, but we were just talking about ways to augment that and, like, rather than be 100%, be like 300% certain of the situation.
Ah, cautious. Very smart, very wise. Well, whenever you're ready, you can come to my ship. We're at the loading docks just west of this position. And when you're ready, you can come and find me. Again, Captain Fillion. And I'll show you the sorts of issues that we're dealing with.
Captain Fillion, I am Katiara. The gentleman over there is Rhodes. The lovely blushing bride here, well, not a blushing bride, but a blushing lass, is Yaereene. And this noble, upright, staunch woman is Ysmyr.
He takes his hat off and bows to all of you and says, "It is my greatest honor to meet the future saviors of the Drake's Wing."
Oh, and
Yaereene will spill her drink and then busy herself cleaning it up.
and excuse me, this a rather unique individual who is my brother by blood is Tempus.
He includes Tempus in his extravagant bow and says, "I look forward to seeing you all shortly. Good day." And he takes his leave.
And I salute him with my coffee cup and sip it.
I just want to mention the use of staunch definitely earns a look.
Why? I feel hurt. Anyway, moving on. All right. So Rhodes and Yaereene and Tempest as well, I would say. What can you guys think of supplies that we would need? I mean, we're looking for clerics and holy water, and that's me and Ysmyr. We already know that healing supplies are like at next to zilch because they're all being used for the defenders of the walls.
Food, Tempest and I can't provide while on a ship.
Pardon?
Food? We can't get food on a ship. We can't.
That's a lovely idea. Thank you. Thank you. You're
Are
thinking
you-
better than I am.
Would we assume that the captain has the supplies?
I would rather us having more supplies than less supplies. All right, so you're looking up food. Now, what do you think we'd use a lot of fighting off the undead when we board the ship that we need to have supplies of to make up afterwards? Like arrows. Arrows. You need a lot of arrows because once we set out from here, we got no way to get more arrows. Right,
I
Yaereene?
do like arrows. I like arrows a lot.
Um,
How
they
about
they
this?
ma-
Rhodes, Yaereene, you just think of, while you're going out and getting supplies and whatever we need, just grab what comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, we can't give them a shopping list that's perfect, so why not let them use their intelligence? Because they're both very capable. Well, and all three of them. Tempus is very capable. What he thinks of Yaereene.
I don't know. Out of character, my intelligence is only +1, so I think it might be on Yaereene.
Okay, well, we're tied anyway, so that's good.
Go team!
I mean, it's
Okay.
higher than Ysmyr's technically, so.
Okay, so we got a little time because Ryan's away. I can't think of anything else other than being prepared with like combat supplies. Welcome back. And that,
I
and
think
I
we just gotta
think
move and do
Tempest should be
stuff.
back shortly.
All right, so you guys are splitting up to do some shopping.
I would say so.
Okay.
Our biggest opponent, a town.
True. Okay, so Ysmyr and Keitiara are going back to the temple
Uh,
here.
yep.
Okay, and when you get there, the clerics are just finishing off doing their morning healings for the townsfolk. So their spells are completely depleted. They've cured a few people of the zombie rot and healed others who were injured, but there's still people in the streets who have not been tended to, which you get the sense is the norm for these days. And people continue to stay in tents that are set up around the temple, hoping for healing the following day.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much for healing here. Or a spare cleric with magic to spare. But if you want the holy water, I guess we can get that. So,
The question I have is more, um, do I burn out myself and my healing today because we're not doing anything today beyond getting resources, or do we because
it's
we
only
want
the
to grab a few
morning.
of the clerics?
It's only the morning. We could have all afternoon to rid the ship of stuff.
Aye, but I mean, like, we're coming here to try and grab some clerics to help us in cleaning up the ship. So if they're all burnt out, do we wait to do the assault on the ship tomorrow, or do we keep on a today
That's if
timetable?
they help us at all. We have to ask if they're going to help us first.
Right? Aye. Um. So, um. Uh. I'm going to go. Ysmyr, do you want to go and talk and persuade and try and persuade him, or do you want me to go and try and persuade him? Uh. Oh, see, I'm a +8 on persuasion, and I've got proficiency, so I could be there and try and aid you.
I'm a +4, and really, I think it's just someone has to go. One of us goes and up to the clerics and is like, "Hey, this is what we're planning. Let's go."
All right. I will go up, and do I recognize anybody that I interacted with yesterday?
Yeah.
Uh, okay. I'll go up and I'll bow and say, brother, I'm I have a very, very odd request.
Oh, hear it?
You know that we have abilities.
Yes.
You know the Duke of the town?
Which one?
Oh, Jesus. I know the name in game. I don't know it right now. Let me just say it.
It's Duke Weston.
Duke Weston. has tasked us with a mission. You know there are people outside of this town that have a cure for the zombie rot.
I've heard rumors of such a thing.
It's more than rumors. And the Duke has requested us to, because of personal interactions, he expected me to be able, and my companions, including my friend here, and others that are busy out in the town, would be able to get outside of the city. Well, it's not that easy, but uh, there are ships that could travel up the coast past the siege. The problem is that as soon as you try and do board the ship, the undead all clinging to the bottom come up and make a right mess of it, right?
I'm aware of this. We've been petitioned by the sea captains to help in the past and have refused.
I am asking you because we're on a mission to free only one ship to go so that we can get and meet those people with a cure for the zombie rot and bring it back to the city so all of you can do what you really want to do, right? You want to help everyone. And this will give you an easier way through materials rather than your spells.
I hear the words you are saying, and they would sound wise if I did not know what I already know. If you seek the reason why we do not aid the ships, I recommend that you head a short ways west to the Temple of Azuth and speak with anyone who may reside there yet.
I blink hard a couple times and look at Ysmyr.
She's just gonna shrug, like, okay. Can we get, would you at least be able to get us some holy water?
Our stores are bare. We sent all we had to the wall.
All right, then I guess we'll continue. Thank you.
All right, so we head off to the Temple of Azuth.
Yep. And in the meantime, we will go to the other group with Tempus, Yaereene, and Rhodes. You guys are going on a shopping trip to the market, correct?
Yes, Rhodes is doing the talking.
Okay.
I mean, we have Tempus with us too. Or would you still like me to do the talking?
Either's good.
Tempus is working on his glower to really get ready for his bad cop routine with Rhodes's worst cop.
Yeah, that's a pretty good distinction.
Okay. So what kind of stuff are you guys looking for at the market?
I feel like based on Yaerene's suggestion, we would be shopping more towards survival and long-term trip, like food stuffs and the like. Any input?
Is it up to us to provision for an entire crew? I thought the Duke was going to be handling some of this.
I'm not sure. Katira told us to go shop.
Something on the wind. Sorry, what was that, Yaereene?
I'm not sure. Katira told us to go shop.
All right, then, just to be safe, we've got the gold. Well,
we should probably outfit ourselves and prepare for the worst, is my guess.
Yeah, so at least enough rations for an entire, ship crew. Do we know what size of ship we're gonna get, or which ship is open for us to salvage?
I'm supposed to get.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm supposed to get arrows too. Lots of arrows.
Did our captain friend disclose the details of his ship?
He just said it's called the Drake's Wing.
Maybe we should slip by the vicinity of the harbor and try and find this ship, or find this captain friend and figure out how many people we are going to have to cover the butts of.
What was his name again? Fillion?
Yes,
Captain
Nathan
Fillion.
Fillion.
I'm sorry, my brain is still
Oh
filling
my
in
god.
Seahawk.
Oh my god. Okay, all right. Yeah, I love it.
Something Serenity. Let's we head back to the captain and ask him a couple of pointed questions, like what size of crew is he gonna have? Can he point out his boat, etc.
Yeah, he told you guys where to find him. He's at the loading dock. So he is there, standing at the wall, staring wistfully at a galleon that's docked at the pier. And when you guys arrive, he has a big smile and says, "Ah, welcome, friends. Are we ready to set my ship free?"
Probably, but we've got a few questions for you first.
"Very well, ask away."
When we set your ship free, who's going to be provisioning it? Is the Duke taking care of that, or is that our responsibility?
He points at crates lined up at the loading dock and barrels and whatnot, and he says, "Ah, our good mutual friend has provided a great deal of food and drink so that our voyage may be a merry one."
Okay, so we're basically covered for provisions. And between Yaereene and I, we can forage. We can make a living off of any hard country. That's just
Not on a ship.
not on a ship, but like if they have provisions that are sufficient, like I think we're okay. I don't think that we need to worry about shopping. What do you think?
Yeah, like when he points at the crates and barrels and stuff, there's lots here. Like he could have a sizable crew on the ship and they'd be fed for weeks.
Harrow?
However, that isn't everything that you want to have supplies for.
Well,
Arrows. She'll
eh,
tug one of their sleeves.
after Yaereene tugs a sleeve, Tempest then like cuffs the guy in the ear and says, "Arrows, where are they? Get them now."
You cuff the captain?
Oh my goodness!
Is that who Yaereene was tugging at?
No,
No,
it's
at
your sleeve.
you.
Yours are Rhodes.
I mean, you
Uh,
can cuff Rhodes. It's fine.
yeah, I cuff Rhodes. There we go, I guess. Okay, well, ask the captain. Does he have arrows?
Well, unfortunately, such munitions are scarce in the city. The soldiers at the walls have commandeered most of said weaponry, so I'm rather short on any sort of weapons. That's sort of your deal to deal with, since you're, rescuing the ship.
Fair
If
enough.
I had the means to rescue the ship, I would do it myself.
Do you know where in the city they're manufacturing arrows for the walls? Like, do you know where they're making them right now?
My best guess would be the melee market, but I'm not even sure if they're manufacturing them, as you say. Uh, at least not as many as they need. You'll pay a steep price for any arrows that they have, I assure you.
Okay, team huddle. We definitely have the money to buy arrows. Yaereene, do you want to go do that before we mount a wondrous assault on the ship?
I would be more comfortable if she had at least 2 quivers
I have that on me.
backup.
You're not there, Kitiara.
Yaereene,
Don't explain the facts.
Yaereene, Rhodes, what do you say? Do you guys want to go shopping, or do you guys want to heave to action here?
I
Yaereene still looks pretty scarred by the thought of shopping again. That last armor store we went to didn't go so well for her.
I feel like the more we have on us, the better. Um, I'm with the whisper on the wind that vaguely sounds like Kitiara in that we should maybe have 2 more quivers at least for Yaereene.
You guys have no idea of the amount of arrows that she carries around with her on a regular basis. Ryan told me I could stuff the arrows inside of the javelin slot of the quiver of Bologna. I've got a lot of arrows.
Oh my god. How many arrows?
Many, very many. She likes arrows. They're straight, they're simple, they're to the point, they're not confusing at all.
So while this is going on, Rhodes is going to lean into Tempus and be like, "So, noted, if you ever need to get Yaereene a gift, get her arrows."
He already has a lot of them. Gifts are supposed to be fun and unique.
Arrows are fun and unique and as she said, straight and simple and straightforward and pointy and herdy.
Tempest is looking at Rhodes a little bit like disdainfully, and you feel judged as he says, "We need to have a talk so that you can do better at gift giving for Ysmyr, because your game needs upping, friend. Do you have anything else that you want to buy before we launch this attack? We're not going out for arrows. We got arrows at home."
Err,
Well, fire would be nice, except for it'd burn the boat, right?
Yes, our captain friend would probably object to that. Well, okay. Rhodes isn't advocating for themselves, so I'm just imagining Tempest and Yaereene bullying Rhodes into launching this assault with them.
You have quite the imagination.
Well,
If you can imagine Yaereene bullying anybody.
I mean, it's mostly like Tempus, like talking and nodding a lot, and occasionally gesturing over his shoulder at Yaereene while we browbeat Rhodes a little bit. But yeah,
Chen had to step away for a moment.
she did, which is unfortunate.
Sorry, what are you browbeating me for?
We're
We're
trying to
talking
convince.
now.
We're asking if there's anything you need for shopping before we launch our glorious attack on the boat.
I feel like Rhodes would be stocked up.
Yeah, so let's get on this boat.
Okay, so does it go back to me and Ysmyr going to the other temple to go Keska
Yep.
fuck?
Yep, you guys head to the Temple of Azuth. You find it is in rather poor shape. It's overgrown. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of signs of life here.
We were here yesterday, were we not?
Nope.
No, not at this temple.
I look at Ysmyr and I'm like, this does not look good. This looks like a temple where they've lost their god.
They lost something. Ysmyr's going to go forward and see if she can find anyone in here.
Of course,
Okay.
KTR is going to go and follow and support her.
So you guys head into the temple, and you do find that there's a cluster of people kind of camped out in here with meager supplies of their own. None of them wears any kind of religious garb or any kind of symbols on them or anything. It's just a cluster of about a dozen people camped out in here.
Ysmyr, you want me to try and start on this?
I mean, if you want to, but
Okay, so I walk forward and I am like, friends, acolytes of Azuth, why so downcast? Why do you look so afraid?
They all look up at you and then turn their attention to a woman at the back, and she stands and says, "There are no faithful of Azuth here. Azuth is gone.
May I ask who you are then?
My name is Vivian. I was once a devout follower of Azuth, but no more."
is it because he went silent?
Yes, yes, he has been gone for some time now.
You follow someone else now?
No, no, I've lost my faith. I've lost my hope.
Well, okay. Well, what if there was an answer to where Azuth went?
Would it matter if he does not answer our prayers any longer?
There
Yes,
would be an
it does
explanation,
matter.
and also there's more to it, and there's a chance for hope behind it.
She sighs audibly and sits back down and says, "I will listen to your sermons."
Well, we're no clerics, but we've been dealing with this for a little while. And I think Ysmyr would give the same spiel she gave the cleric at the Temple of Foltis. So details, just trying to make sure timelines aren't skewed badly, that sort of thing.
Yep. So she listens. And
And because she's doing a persuasion, I will throw aid, give her advantage.
okay, what are you trying to persuade her to do?
Ysmyr was just telling a story. She wasn't doing any persuasion yet.
Yeah, that's what
All
I
right,
thought.
then I STFU.
Okay. And so once you're done giving her the rundown of what's going on, she nods and says, "I figured it was something like that. When the clerics of the temple went to try to aid the captains at the docks, many fell, and it was not long after that that the the rest of us found it difficult to communicate with Azuth, and our prayers were disrupted. Spells no longer came easily to us. I had assumed it had something to do with the undead attack, and your story would seem to confirm that. If there is a god of undeath, on the loose, and our god fell silent shortly after his followers attacked us.
Yes, it all has lined up quite well for them. Sorry, Shen, I just saw your message. Okay. And in our experiences, we've noticed that as the gods lose faith, they are easily beaten by the god of undeath and his brother, whoever he is. So, of course, the shaking of faith has not worked well either. I did say it's not a sermon, but we are bringing up the fact that those gods who can fight are still trying to. One of the major players currently would be Tempus, and the more support.
That
What's
barbarian?
that?
A god of war? She says, that barbarian? A god of war and battle?
I would kindly address the fact is that the gods are at war, are they not? That's why yours has grown silent. It lost
But
in a
what good would
battle.
he be? What good would he be to followers who believe in the power of magic? He is not an intellectual. We would be.
He would still power you. He would give you abilities to do things.
Faith is
Rather
more than
than
simple
not.
spell power. You
No,
have to.
no,
You have to
no, no,
believe.
no, no, no.
You
Excuse me, High Priestess, whatever. The chance to do something rather than nothing is a blessing. Now you can do nothing. Would you rather not have an ability to do something, make a change, make a
have,
difference?
give me a persuasion roll.
Great.
Yeah.
Not great. I only got 14.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
She appears unconvinced. She appears unconvinced from your words, and says, "If I just wanted power, I could change my faith to this god of undeath, and he would grant me
I'm
power
not
as well."
asking. I'm not asking for power. I'm asking for an ability to make a difference.
And
There's
wouldn't
a
the
Tempest,
god of
difference.
not
undeath give
Tempest,
me such?
Katira.
I'll shush. I'll shush.
I've got
Yeah,
nothing to do with this. Don't know why you're yelling
it's
at me.
usually the first word she has to say. Um,
It's like going through the kids' names until you get the right
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, deaf.
Look, I only brought it up as should the need arise, there are options. It is not a quest. This was not brought up as a question of challenging your faith because your faith is admirable. This was just if things get. I was bringing it up to outline how he is fighting in the heavens and it lining it up with how people continuing to follow their gods does give them more power, and the more clerics there are, the better it is for them to stand up against the god of undeath. That is where I was going with it. How you take it or leave it is up to you. We're just letting people know what's going on and that there are more options.
Okay, is she doing a persuasion roll
He is
on this?
talking. If Ryan wants a persuasion roll, that is up to him.
Yeah, you can give me a persuasion roll on that.
All right, I will aid that in what I have said, and I have proficiency, so take it with
Well,
advantage.
you've already tried your tactic, and it fell on deaf ears. So I'm gonna say that she's not rolling with advantage on this because
Oh, I can't. No.
this is her own words and her own thoughts.
It, like I said, Ysmyr said, it's a take it or leave it thing. She's just spreading stuff.
Yeah, she nods in understanding and says, "Well, thank you for letting me know. I will speak with my colleagues if I can find them. I believe some of them abandoned Azuth for Denier. And perhaps I'll walk down to their temple and discuss options with them." And
Yes, I believe Well, we've spoken to the one at the Temple of Fultus, and it was Denier, right? Or was it? And we've
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you
we've
guys have been to the
spoken
temple
with
here.
those at Denier as well, so they will have an idea of the words, and I'm sure it's a discussion all over the place. So but I also don't think it's a bad idea that the faithful gather and discuss options.
All right. So no holy water.
But I will
Nope.
but
You'll
I will
discuss.
emphasize, don't go for the one of undeath, because that just strengthens the undead. And that is not what we want.
Yes, clearly. I was simply using it as a counterexample.
That is fair.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. And
And I think with that, yeah,
I wish you
good
the
luck.
best.
You as well.
And with that, I think we leave. But outside the temple, Ysmyr is just gonna look
Yeah.
at Kitira and be like, I think we're SOL when it comes to getting cleric help. So should we go try and find the others?
Yeah. I think we need to either meet up with them or just get to the dock for the ship.
I guess we're gonna try and. Well, which do we want to do, Kitira?
Well, we did not make any assumptions about us meeting back at the inn, did we not?
Nope.
Like everybody just went, yeah, we're going shopping, we're going cleric hunting. I would say that I would want to go back to the inn and wait for people there.
Are the others gonna give us any hint that they're at the docks?
I don't know.
I
People
mean,
at the dock. Were you guys leaving word that you were waiting there for them or not?
I think it's fairly reasonable to discuss, like when we were discussing our morning plans, that we would have gone back there after our shopping escapade.
So you guys meet back up at the Northgate Inn.
Well,
And Ryan, we do have some outstanding questions about whether Yaereene or Rhodes were able to help Tempus's wound last night.
Okay. You'd have to roll a medicine check. And if you're both helping with it, then you can roll with advantage.
Go ahead, Rhodes.
You want me to roll this one?
Yeah, I'll help.
What is your medicine?
+2.
Oh, I'm +3. So yeah, I'll take that with advantage.
you got it.
Oh my god, why can't I remember which key button is advantage?
Shift.
How's a 20 for you?
A 20
Oh, yeah.
is a success.
Yay!
The first of 10.
I'll make a note.
Oh,
I have
ouch.
1 of 10.
Oh, Tempus, I forgot to do this morning. Could you roll me a Constitution save, please?
Quite handily, my good sir.
Yep, totally fine.
Okay, so we're all back at the inn now?
Well,
Yep.
well, when Ysmyr sees the others, she's gonna be like, well, ours was totally unsuccessful. How about yours?
We identified our ship and decided that we don't have to buy anything for it because they have all the provisions. We just need to clear it out. Who wants to go smash some undead?
We also found out that Yaereene has a lot of arrows.
She will give you a completely bland and innocent look because this is a normal thing, doesn't everybody?
Would have told you that. She's amazing.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, then, do we need to talk to our patron or do we just go off?
No, let's go clear that ship.
I think we're pretty good to go. I don't think our patron's going to have anything useful to add.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you see KTR kind of shrug and go, all right, then let's be off.
All right. You guys head back to port, and Captain Fillion is waiting for you.
Completely ignoring the captain, is the boat pulled up at a dock or is it a little ways out into the bay?
It's pulled up at the dock.
Okay, so turning to the captain, we'll just ask him, do you have an idea as to how many undead are on your boat?
Oh, quite a few, I'm certain. Quite a few. It is a large and excellent vessel. It's never done wrong for me. Until it was overrun by undead, of course, but that is besides the point.
What happens when people approach the boat up the dock?
Oh, walking up the dock is perfectly safe. It's getting onto the ship that is the problem. Once you get uh, uh, to the stern and attempt to take the ship out, the undead get rather upset about that.
Cool, thanks. Anybody have any questions for the captain?
I take that as a no.
So it's only when we actually try and take it out that the undead react.
Something like that, yes. And probably as soon as I start fiddling with the wheel, they'll make their presence known.
Y'all want to do some orcish science?
Well, I'm thinking that, Captain, you and yours stay the hell on shore, and we do what we do best, right, Tempus?
Tempus sniffs audibly and turns up his nose from Katiara.
KTR rolls his eyes and is like, fucking mother dumb.
By orcish science, you're referring to the stars, aren't you?
If I sneak on with the Doomstar under cover of darkness, if the undead can't even perceive me, I might be able to chop them all down like firewood. It would be a good experiment, I think.
As much as I kind of want to agree with you on this one, I don't think you should go alone in case you need backup.
Yeah,
I'm just always freaked out when he's talked about using the Doomstar.
nobody else can coexist with the Doomstar
Tempest,
safely.
the Doomstar
Why don't
does
you let me try in
necrotic.
advance?
It won't do anything to the undead.
But it will create an aura of darkness that they can't perceive me in. If they can't see me killing them, they might just stand there
I
and
can
let me
make
kill every last
darkness
one
that
of
they
them
can't
without
see
even a
you
fight.
in.
Wait, really?
Also, Tempest, I feel like the dark is not going to be a deterrent to undead things that would have, rotting organs and parts of the body, including the things that they would normally use to see. That might be an
And
issue.
yes, really,
But you don't know. That's the point of science, is to find things out that you don't know through observation and
ask me.
testing.
This is not orcish science I condone. I do not agree with this.
Okay, fine. How about this? Let's get onto the dock. Let's have Ysmyr cast darkness, and let me try seeing if they react to me getting violent with one or two of them under the cover of darkness. Just think of it. If we could create a big enough zone of darkness, and we knew that the undead weren't reacting back at the city wall of Nordgard unless we did something inimical to them. If darkness keeps them from being aware, we could split this entire wall wide open.
Don't you
Tempest, don't
still
the
have
undead usually attack
first?
under the cover of dark?
They attack under the cover of night, not under the cover of magical darkness.
They've done magical darkness before.
We fought with a ghast that did, but these rank and file zombies, it could be an incredibly good way for us to launch a sneak attack. Can we please try? Just
I'm willing
please?
to cast the darkness. It only makes a globe 20 feet, though.
Yeah, so you and I go on the boat first, everyone standing back to back us up if we call for help. Easy peasy.
You are not taking the mother of my child on that ship based on orcish theory. No thanks.
Great, then you'll be right next to her to help keep her safe, because she's so important to you and that's not complicated at all, right?
Tempest. I can cast it from 60 feet away.
Then I will go with you, Tempest, and if things go south, at least I have the spells to get us out safely.
If you get lost in the darkness, I'm going to laugh and make fun of you for having a bad race.
Then hold my hand.
Should I come too?
I mean, every one of us should go to the boat. It's just let me go 20 feet in advance and hit something under the cover of night.
Every part of this feels like a bad idea.
Tempest, can you please just
Yep.
assure me you're not doing this because you have a death wish?
Fine, I'm not doing this because I have a death wish. I've got so much to live for. Did you know that Yaereene and I might actually be able to have children of our own? Because of my fey nature that I inherited from my evil bastard father? That's something I want to live for. That's something that I want. But we are never going to get anywhere if we stand around lollygagging and never take a single risk.
I'm willing to cast a spell and let you try this. As long as you don't go, charging too far ahead without backup. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. So, move you guys to. Here. Well, gotta change one thing quickly first. Change.
This is gonna go great, guys.
Nothing can go wrong.
We're level 10. Quit being
Yeah,
negative.
we're awesome.
I have so much faith that something likely horrible will happen.
Hey, if I die, I'm just going to re-roll as Captain Nathan Fillion, and then it's going to be nothing but an ongoing pastiche of, like, Firefly, Castle. What other TV shows has he been
I
in?
mean,
I'm
I'm
just going to
here
make
for
all the
that.
references. It's going to be so meta.
You gonna make a Captain Hammer reference?
Captain Hammer's here, hair blowing in the breeze. The day needs my saving expertise. I mean, that just
That was
basically
good.
sounds like Tempus with extra steps if I decide to play Captain Hammer.
You just have to put Tempus in there somehow, and he has a theme song.
Nice boat, Ryan.
Thanks. All right, so you guys head down the dock and come up alongside the Drake Wing. Sorry, the Drake's Wing. And from here, you're waiting until nightfall, he said?
No, sorry. We're gonna do this, and hopefully the idea is that if Ysmyr casts a darkness spell on me, the undead won't take hostile actions. So
Okay.
we'll approach right now under the cover of daylight, and standing on the gangplank, what do we see?
The ship appears quite empty,
Okay, Tempest is gonna advance onto the deck.
except there's probably a wall there, isn't there?
Seems to be.
There you go.
Okay, standing this far on the deck, can I perceive any foes?
Give me a perception check. KTR, are you trying to get on the boat too?
Yeah.
Okay, KTR follows Tempest onto the boat. Tempest, you do not perceive any foes.
Yaereene does have an arrow drawn, by the way, and is looking for bad things as well.
So not seeing any foes on the immediate deck, Tempest is going to wave everybody to come on up to where he is.
KTR is waiting for everybody else to catch up.
Okay, I'll move you guys onto the ship here. There's that wall in the way. That should do it.
Okay, after he's done that, I am going to.
So from where they're standing on the deck, can anybody perceive a foe of any kind?
I don't.
I don't see anything.
Ryan, can I make a perception check?
Sure thing.
Oh, yeah. Do we actually have to make perception checks?
You can, yeah. Yaereene, you don't see anything. Okay, Cherry, you don't see anything. Oh, I think Ysmyr's roll is there. 12. Nope. You don't perceive any enemies either.
Yeah, not seeing anything yet.
Big Rhodes roll though at a 25.
I say we go for the head of the ship rather than the. We've already seen what we can on the bow.
Rhodes, you don't see anything untowards in the area either.
Tempest is going to just suggest that he's going to walk to the bow as KTR suggested and just get up onto the upper deck.
Okay. I'm going to add another token for you. So if you scroll up to the map up north, up top, you should see your token up on the bow.
I do. That's a fun little perspective thing. Okay, yeah. Tempest is going to look around up there. He's going to come back down and report that he doesn't see anything. Okay, so they're probably all in the bottom of the boat. Do any of you guys have any objection to Ysmyr casting darkness on me, and then I'm just going to march down there and see if they react to me?
I have to see if that's the way it works.
Why darkness?
Sorry, I lost you there. What'd you say?
I'm confused. Why darkness?
Did you? Because the plan is for the undead to be unable to see Tempest as he goes ham on them, and see if the ones that aren't getting hit react to the others being harmed.
Has anybody done another attempt to see where the big bad is rather than just the mooks?
I mean, you guys are free to move about the top of the ship. I've already told you that there's nothing on the bow.
And I can sense, but that's going to take a full minute. And She's not going to do that and ignore Tempus right now.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Ysmyr can technically cast darkness on an item, and Tempus can carry it with him.
He'll hold out his halberd for you to put it on.
If he hasn't left yet, then I will suggest sensing undead.
Yeah, we'll let you do your ritual before we cast the darkness spell. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Will you guys guard me for 10 rounds, please?
We do so.
Okay. So you sense undead, and there are a lot of them, all around you and throughout the waters. As far as the eye can see, there's an army of undead.
Well, that's not good, and I relay that information.
Should we be starting this off with this darkness idea, or should we be dropping a cleric holy bombshell?
Or
Let me
should
bring
we
him
be
in before you drop a bomb.
Or should we be seeing if there's a better alternative for getting out of the city?
Where's the turn undead?
If you had to give us numbers, Yaereene, what kind of numbers are we looking at?
Ryan?
Thousands.
I don't think this is a good idea.
I don't either.
In fact, I'm pretty sure if we stir this, that we might cause something to attack the city, like thousands of undead lying in wait right now.
Why haven't
Pretty sure that we can take them if we have to.
I would need more
Why haven't
arrows.
they attacked from the water?
Maybe their goal is just to keep people here.
Just like in Nordgard. I bet they're not operating with any kind of intelligence.
Let me have one night and see if there are any better options that I can come up with. Or I can...
I'm willing to wait for one night because it's Yaereene asking. Any other thoughts?
Ryan, we know the city walls are surrounded, right?
Yes.
The only reason I see a ship working is because once we have the ship clear of undead, it's not like they can get an easy grip once it's moving. It's just getting going while it's moving.
So we poke the hornet's nest and trust it calms down once we leave.
Ryan, do they have enough bodies that they don't need to stop it? They don't need to grab it. They just need to get in the way and pile and slow us down?
You don't see any bodies. You just sense them. So you're not sure how exactly it works. You just sense that there's a lot of undead under the water.
Okay. Well, shall we go back to the inn for the evening?
You can all go back. I'm going to keep an eye on our boat.
Yaereene will stay.
Yaereene, if you have some brainstorming to do, go. I'll stay with Tempus. I think the best person to stay might just be a cleric.
She'll nod at you and then go.
I head back.
Ysmyr, will you be staying on the ship or heading back to the inn?
She'll stay for a little bit just in case, and then be ready to go back.
Okay. So what are you guys doing on the ship?
I don't think that we're actually going to wait on the ship of the damned. I think that we're just going to come off of it, go a little ways up the dock, and hang out on the dock. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any real goals in particular, or Ysmyr or Rhodes saying
Eventually,
anything.
Ysmyr's just gonna be like, I don't know what to do here, because Tempest, I get it, it would be nice to just get this done, but Rhodes, you have a very good point. We don't know what's going to happen when we poke the hornet's nest, so to speak.
Yeah, Tempus just going to wave and say, it's fine. Yaereene's going to spend her evening meditating on it. She'll come up with an answer or she won't. And then hesitation is just going to bring you all back here. And we're going to have to go ahead and do something. So it's fine. I can wait.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. That doesn't sound like Tempus at all. Somebody pay attention to him.
That's very patient of you.
Besides, maybe you and Rhodes want to take a romantic walk up and down the docks while I keep an eye on our ship.
This is definitely not the romantic setting, friend.
Yes, I can't think of a river sea of undead walking alongside one of those being very romantic.
Well, shrug and get back to it. Then Tempest is going to say, by the way, Ysmyr, I've got something to confess that I'm very sorry for.
What is it this time?
I may have told some people about our family identity. I was trying to be pretty clever about it, but they very clearly identified that I was talking about myself, and I may have given your name to the temple of, or to the librarian at the Duck at the Bard's College, I think. Or no, it was at the Grand Library. Basically, I bring Ysmyr up to speed about Tempus, Yaereene, and Rhodes' trip to the library, assuming nobody else has, and just admit that everything that I admitted to. Going to apologize and say I was really hoping that I could get valuable information or bring more allies to our fight, so I deemed it worthy. I did not intend for you and KTR to get outed. My bad. Sorry. Do my best to make it up to you. And that's basically it. Is Tempest is admitting to having blabbed your secrets again.
Oh dear. At this point, I don't even know if it makes a difference anymore.
Sad to say, I'd kind of agree.
I guess whenever we get this mission going and get back, we'll find out if anything changes.
If you need help disappearing into the wilderness with Rhodes, then you just let me know, and of course, I'll be there for you guys.
I don't think the wilderness is an option right now, Tempus.
Not outside of this city, but don't worry. We'll break the siege. All will be well. Don't stress your little head about it. Anyway, I've got some communing to do. You guys, you have a lovely night. Go on that romantic chat, and Tempest is going to take out the wrapped Doomstar and is going to appear to be focusing on it intently. Not unwrapping it, just looking at it.
Okay. So basically nothing of interest happens at the ship. Yaereene, you, I assume that you're going to be sleeping and asking questions?
I sure am.
Okay. What are you asking tonight?
I'm asking what is the best way for us to leave the city to try and find the cure for the zombie rot.
Okay.
And I dream not of the words only, but I dream of the suffering currently going on in the city and how strong the desire is to help correct that.
You have a dream, and in the dream you have a vision of yourself riding high in the crow's nest of a ship. And as the city shrinks in the distance, you see the bodies of so many undead littering the decks of the ship, where your friends stand below, and the captain and crew work to sail the ship to the west.
Does the ship look like the one we were potentially contemplating taking?
It looks exactly like that, yes.
Okay. I send back feelings of gratitude and hope and care.
And you get feelings of love back.
Oh, she would really rather stay sleeping. This is so much better than the awake time right now. And please let me know when it is morning, and I will share with others.
Yep, it's morning.
So I explain and share all of the details of the dream that I remember. It seems like we go and we go west. I don't know exactly how we survive, but let's hope.
No.
Did I lose everybody?
Nope, we're all here listening.
So, do we? I guess we go.
Well, I'm assuming that the inn crew comes back to find like Rhodes and Tempest having camped out on the dock. Doing whatever us bros on the docks are doing.
Yep.
Rhodes just fucking like has a 1,000-mile stare, just fully in PTSD mode.
And that's why orcs do a death knight. It's in order to see if a person has what it takes to live, transitioning from childhood to adulthood. And oh, hello everybody.
If Rhodes doesn't move when we get there, Ysmyr is going to set a hand on his shoulder and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, it's let's get this over with and pray that we all live.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like this is our option. So
So we proceed on back to the ship's deck, is that correct?
I guess so.
So we're all back on the ship, and Tempus is pointing at the halberd with a big smile on his face, just like, eh? Eh? Cast some darkness on this for me, please?
I maybe want to go up to that crow's nest. I know we're not moving, so I don't know if it'd be good now or later, but I like the idea of that being a good spot to be.
Sure. Everybody get them positioned where you like. Shout out, and then I will head down into the hold of the ship.
You're going to bring things back up here, though, right?
Absolutely.
Do I need to roll insight on Tempus?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm sure you think that he has every intention of probably doing what he thinks, maybe.
Okay. From the crow's nest, I could see anything on the deck of the ship, right?
Yeah, you sure can.
I hate this idea, but sure.
So, fun fact, I can't make an aura of darkness that goes with Tempus's token. I tried making the light black to see if that would work, and it doesn't. What is the radius of the darkness spell?
She said
Sorry,
20 feet earlier.
15 feet. Sorry, I can't
15.
answer in between tabs on the site. So
Oh, okay. Okay, so that 15-foot purple light around Tempus is darkness.
Okay, so upon being engulfed in darkness, Tempest is going to close his eyes, take a ready position with the halberd, and head down into the belly of the ship. Anybody who wants to position, shout out where you want to position yourselves on the deck to Ryan, I think.
Or you can just
I will-
position yourself.
Whereabouts is the doorway down? Oh, I see. I will go stand there and be ready.
And I would like to be in the crow's nest, but I'm not quite sure where that is. The boat is not behaving for me at the moment.
Yeah, I'll just put you over here, and I'll add a height modifier to your token.
Ysmyr will stay by the gangplank as both a make sure nothing goes that way, and because she's pretty sure others will yell at her if she gets close to anything.
Okay. This will be there. KTR, are you still with us? That's what I thought. Anybody have any thoughts about where KTR would set up camp?
He would either be with Ysmyr or Rhodes.
I'm going to say he'd be with Ysmyr, hanging back.
Tempus, I have moved a token into the lower deck, which is a map image below the one that everyone else is on. I'm just going to update the light token. 15-foot radius. Intensity down a little bit. Okay, so Tempest, you find yourself below decks while everyone else is waiting up top. Just going to move your token off to the side here, up top, just to get it out of the way.
So I can't see anything outside of
Nope.
my mystic blind sight vision because of the cloud of darkness. So Tempest is just going to start slowly shuffling around until he can pick something up being within 10 feet of him.
Okay. You shuffle around the lower deck for a while. How long does the
10
darkness spell
minutes.
last? Okay, that's plenty of time. You shuffle around below decks and you don't run into any kind of threats.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Aren't the undead in the water?
And if they're making sure we don't leave, won't they just wait until the boat is actually leaving?
I have found a couple of doors down here below decks. Is that correct, Ryan?
Yes.
Okay, gonna swing one open.
Okay. You open the door and it's pretty much empty, like aside from some boxes and crates and stuff. I believe that room that you had gone into was actually a medical room for the ship. Yeah. Or no, that was quartermaster's supply and storage. So full of boxes and stuff. 17 is the surgery, sick bay. So
Inspecting all the rooms. If there's no undead down there,
Didn't the captain tell us the undead only showed up when he went to one end of the boat?
yeah, he did mention that when you go to the stern and try to take a ship out, that's when the undead come.
and exploring the other half of the bottom decks.
Yep. You you don't find any threats in there either.
Grumble, grumble. Tempus reports back up to the deck.
Okay, Rhodes, you standing at the top of the stairs, see the ball of darkness start to come up.
You find anything down there?
Nope, it's all baloney. I think that they're only actually in the water, none actually on the boat. My science experiment is a failure. Let's get on the wheel and lure these buggers up here.
Okay, I'm gonna be ready with channel divinity when we're all ready to go.
Boat ready.
All right, I have moved your tokens up to the topmost map that shows the upper decks. And you can
Yaereene
see
would still like to be in the crow's nest if she can see the upper decks from there.
I see there's a little gnome guest there
absolutely.
too.
I'm going to. Oh my god. Pardon me?
I can see a Feywind and
Well,
a
that's weird.
dead
I don't
body.
see anything there. Oh, I deleted those earlier. Why are they there? That's irritating. Yeah, I don't see it there. I'll try dragging over it and hitting delete again, but they shouldn't be there. Yaereene, I'm going to put you over here and add an elevation to your token to show that you are up high. So if you want to come down at some point, you can let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Ysmyr, would you
And
just move yourself up where I'm pinging, just so that I can sort of keep you a halbert's length away from anybody that might try and boil up on this side? Thank you.
Sorry, I
all
think
right,
I'm gonna move just a bit more center. Okay.
where would you guys like KTR?
I think tucking himself in just above Ysmyr.
Okay. All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
We're gonna start sailing the ship. I think Ysmyr, are you willing to grab the wheel and start, turning it about, making it look like we're getting underway? You do
Yeah.
have vehicle proficiencies of some kind.
Wait, hold up for a second. Are we doing this without the crew on board?
I kind of feel like
Like, are we just getting swarmed, or are we trying to bolt?
I kind of feel like we need to get
We're
the
gonna
crew
lure
on
them in for
board
the swarm.
and just go.
Yeah, I feel like the only way we're gonna get this done is to just get the heck out of Dodge.
Tempus is going to literally bend at the knees, just kind of wilt with a big fine. And then I'm going to rush off the boat, tell the captain that we're going to take off and that we're going to look after him and his crew and make sure they're safe. And with no further ado, Tempus is going to start hand bombing provisions onto the ship as fast as he can, using his bear totem juju and his strapping strength, and he's just going to start hammering goods and stuff into the hold of the ship.
Rhodes will also help load.
Okay. You guys.
Yaereene will stay watching from the crow's nest.
Ysmyr's
Any
kind of
bad undead.
pacing the edge of the ship, watching for undead.
So you guys okay. You're not seeing anything. The captain has told his crew and a bunch of people. Takes a little while to get people together, but they hear what your plan is and they start getting people on the ship and preparing to sail. You've got a bunch of sailors who come on board and set up the sails, get everything ready to go, hoist anchor, and the captain says, I sure hope you know what you're doing.
We don't. Do you have any advice on how previous ships have been swarmed?
They just come climbing up over the sides of the ship.
At the front? At the back?
Usually at the back,
That
yep.
makes way
It's like
more sense
the rudder
and
sets them off.
explains a lot.
Tempus gonna head to the back.
I will also go in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, so they load up the hold with all the provisions, and the captain says, well, here goes nothing. And he grabs the wheel, and as he spins it, you guys hear from below the waters start to roil. And Yaereene, from your position way up high, you have a good view of what's happening.
Cool. Anything I can shoot?
Yeah. No problem there.
Oh God!
I guess it is too late to declare that I wanted to hold an action before initiative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nope, that's fine. All good.
I had declared I was looking for anything hostile to shoot. May I get an off in action?
Sure. Why not?
That's the one I'm attacking?
I can't see anything right now because my thing had to reload.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
Yeah, the pane's different now. Okay.
They
Okay,
are
so
everywhere.
just plan wildly. Excellent.
No Colossus Slayer damage on that for a total of 7 if a 24 is a hit.
Oh yeah, 24 hits, no problem. So 7 damage. Okay. And yep, you shoot. You shoot a zombie.
Okay, and 15 for the second shot.
Why is it not? I'm not seeing the second shot come up.
It's
there
in.
it is.
Oh, good.
So 17 for the second shot and 15 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Is the one I was shooting still standing?
I'm not sure yet. Again, my forge is being very slow. I'm trying to roll a Constitution saving check here to see if it stays up. Okay. No. It dies.
Excellent. 1 down, 976 more to go.
Yep. So I think I'll just roll 1 initiative for the zombies. Pick this guy to be my initiative zombie. Nice. They got -1. I will roll for KTRI since he is asleep. And the sailors. I shouldn't have added all of these to the combat tracker. It's just so many zombies. Who thought this would be a good idea, having you guys fight like 30 plus zombies?
Don't know, it's hard to tell.
Anyway, I can begin combat. Well, I should roll for this guy too. That's better. And then all the elven sailors will go on a 3. I think that's everybody. Begin combat. Tempus, you have watched. I guess you'd be aware that Yaereene started shooting over the edge of the ship and have heard the sounds of zombies beginning to ascend the sides of the ship.
And you marked my zombie dead, right?
Pardon me?
And you killed my zombie, right?
I did, and it's still showing up. So I'm just going to delete it and take it off the ship.
Wonderful.
Tempus will call to generic elven sailor A, who he's standing next to, and say, "Okay, you've got the other side, right, buddy?" And I'm gonna move over here. Do you think I can reach him with my 10-foot reach weapon?
I think you could. Yeah.
Okay, bonus action rage, and let's make it 2 reckless attacks at one of them within reach.
Which map are you on? No, never mind. It's working
I'm
now.
on the top one. I made 2 attacks, one of them for a 25, one of them for a 24, with a total of 19 damage between the 2 of them. That's my turn.
All right, you did not drop it. So we'll continue on to Ysmyr's turn.
Just figuring out what I want to do. Okay, just wondering if it would be possible for Ysmyr to make wall of light appear on the one side of the ship, kind of just above where the zombies are climbing up, so they have to climb through it if they want to come up. Do you hear any of that?
I did.
Yep. Are you able to draw out the area where the wall of light's going to pop up?
Sorry, I muted myself while I was deleting things from the encounter list. Yes, you can cast a wall of light.
Okay, she will cast wall of light along the top row above the zombies on that side. I think if it starts where the first zombie is all the way to the edge, it kind of blocks all of them.
How long is wall of light?
60 feet.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, so you can block off quite a lot there. Where did you want to start it?
No, I have to flip
Did I
in
mute
between
myself
the two
again?
tabs
No.
to.
Okay. Where did? Right.
Yep.
So 60 feet like that is what you're thinking? Okay, I'll draw something on there. Draw polygons, maybe? Okay. Fill, light. There we go.
Okay, and I think that's it for now.
Okay. When the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a contact. So there's no creatures
Yeah, if
in
they
it
haven't
right now.
started climbing up yet, they won't be in it, but it's set so that they have to climb in it.
Okay. Yeah. And it says a creature that ends its turn in the walls area takes 48 radiant. And then you can use the wall to shoot beams every turn as an action. Okay. And is that... Yeah, it's concentration spell. Okay.
No, I think that's it.
Anything else on your turn? Okay. So up over this side climbs Big Ogre. And he whacks the sailor,
Oh no.
who dies.
That's a thing.
Tempus cries out, "No, generic Sailor A! We were gonna be buddies."
I thought I was your buddy, Tempus.
You can have many buddies, Rhodes.
Okay, so we'll just delete that sailor. And Yaereene, you're up in the crow's nest. You still see a swarm of undead coming up over the side of the ship. And you would have seen and heard the death of the sailor at the back of the ship.
And the very large ogre, probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to have faith that Tempus can handle the ogre, and I'm going to start with zombies that are not on the same side as the Wall of Light.
Okay.
That one is my choice.
Okay. Well, a 28 certainly hits. He takes 8 points of damage.
Excellent.
And 16 hits. And he takes another 14, which drops him to 0, and he has to make a Constitution save. And fails miserably and drops into the water.
Excellent.
Anything else
And
on your turn?
that's everything for her at the moment.
So the question is, what is KTR going to do?
Yell something Celtic and drop a bardic inspiration on Rhodes. And I got nothing.
And he'll cast Dissonant Whispers on the big dude.
Dissonant Whispers.
Isn't that the one that gives disadvantage if they fail their saving throw?
Makes them run if they fail their saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, that will also work.
All right. I don't think I clicked on that right. There we go. Dissonant Whispers. Saving throw Wisdom 16. Wow. Zombies are known for their wisdom. Okay. So the zombie rolls a 1, and he's going to take some damage. 12 psychic. And then he is going to run over the edge of the ship and plunge into the water.
Well, that's helpful right now.
Anything else with KTR's turn?
I think he's done well.
Yeah, I think as long as we've tossed that bardic inspiration on Rhodes, I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think there's an inspiration symbol to put on somebody. Looking
We'll just remember that Rhodes has it, and we'll backseat game and yell at Shen if she forgets it.
I probably will, so much appreciated.
Yeah, nobody has regeneration, so I'm just going to put a regenerating symbol on Rhodes so that we remember. Okay. All right, Rhodes, what would you like to do?
Well, nothing is close enough to me to really make my initial plan worth it, so I would like to try Divine Intervention. I am aware it only has a 10% chance, but it is a 10% chance I am willing to take.
Okay. And what are you asking your god to do for you?
I feel like in the panic of the moment, it's gonna come out in the like ship move out of here safely, please. But something along those lines of like, please let us escape safely.
Okay.
With the boat.
Sorry?
With the boat.
Yes. Please let us escape with the boat safely and the crew. Like, please let us get out of here all intact, including ship.
Bad things get us going.
I'm gonna throw like some of his PTSD in there too. So like he's praying pretty hard for this.
All right, let's see what happens.
Did you want me to post the spell in or like the thing in chat so everybody can see?
Sure. And it might, when you do that, it might give you like a little box to click or something like that.
I don't think it's gonna give me a chance, but I'll post it in the server chat so everyone can see.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like it might let me roll. Did you want me to click or did you want me to leave that up to you?
Sure, you can try clicking it and see what happens.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Yeah, that just shared the spell. So if you want to roll a D100, you can see if it's 10 or less.
Oh my gosh, I'm having difficulty. Why are there no dice coming up?
Oh, because
Oh, right. Are you okay if I just roll it in server? Do you have the right bots for that?
I should. If you just type /R.
Exclamation R.
Oh, is it
Damn
exclamation
it,
R?
it was worth a try.
It
No
was worth a
divine
try.
intervention for you.
Well, in that case, I feel like that probably would be my turn because what I have planned next probably would have taken the same spot and everything's still too far.
Sounds good.
So let them swarm, I guess.
Why is it not doing the next turn? I feel like I've already clicked it twice and it's just going to fast forward to the order here any second. It just doesn't want to leave Rhodes' turn.
Just wants you to let that divine inspiration happen.
Yeah,
Right? This is the divine inspiration. It's like, excuse you, sir.
combat stops. Yeah. I think it moved. Okay. Oh no, it didn't. No, it was just highlighting because I clicked on this character to see the options. Wow, Forge is being a real pain in the butt today. Okay, well, I'm just going to say that it moves on to Captain Filian's turn. He looks at you guys, mouth agape, and says, "This was a rather terrible plan, wasn't it?" And he draws a rapier and prepares for the undead to come. And then the undead come.
But they're climbing. That's got to be slower than regular walking, right?
Yes, they do have to climb slowly. So this wall of light is actually going to work pretty well.
And I feel should because
No,
I feel like it should be pointed out. It would have been like so they have to climb the 10 feet, not the 5 feet through it. Through you know.
There we go. All right. And the sailors had a turn first, and they would be backing up to like huddle around you guys in terror. Okay, and these guys are going to attack Tempus. And you attacked recklessly, correct?
I did, so give me some advantage swings. Can I use my reaction to try knocking off that one zombie that I had damaged previously as he moves in my threatened zone?
He was already in your threatened zone because you attacked him last turn. What I would say is that you can attack one of the zombies that's a little further away from you because they entered your threatened zone.
Okay, Okay, I need to clearly read up on Sentinel better. Sorry, yes, I'll toss out a roll.
Okay. That is a hit. 9 damage.
AC is 16, bring it on.
AC 16. All right. 1. Actually, I can just roll this 3 times. There, probably. 2, 3. No rolls of 16 or higher. So the zombies just kind of paw at you as they come up to the railing of the ship and fail to do anything useful. Now, we've got a whole bunch of zombies in the wall of light. So, what did that say? Do I have to roll a whole bunch of saving throws here? Wall of light. Creature that no saving throw. They all just take 48
You want me to
radiant
roll
damage.
that then?
Youch. If you'd like, sure. 21.
Woo.
Wow. That was a pretty nice roll.
My God, really?
But they all have 1 hit point left. Yeah.
God damn it!
They have 22. So close. just wiping out all of the undead in one turn. And I think that guy's hunted as well. Yeah, it's too bad you didn't do the 22 damage because radiant damage stops them from getting saving throws to see if they stay up. They all just would have crisped. But yeah, that was very effective at reducing the number of hit points in this combat. And I think the stupid battle tracker then skipped ahead a whole bunch and go back to Tempus, and it's the go around two. All right, Tempus, you find yourself faced with many zombies.
Tempus gonna smile. Tempus gonna close his eyes. Tempus gonna become a whirlwind of blade and fury. Let's dedicate at least one of these attacks to the guy that I've been hitting previously, just to try and finish him off. But here comes 3 attacks using my action and my bonus action.
Okay.
All reckless all the time.
Okay, so that first one deals 17 damage. He fails and dies. And falls back over the railing into the water. And now you had a second one that was a crit for 23, so you just automatically kill a zombie. It doesn't get a save or anything. And then the other one you hit with a 22 and do an 11 additional damage. And you just about cleared out the area in front of you.
Well, holding my ground there, roaring and shouting. That's my turn.
All right, Ysmyr, what would you like to do?
I think now that there's the wall of light, but there's a lot of zombies coming up the other side behind us, right? Are they all at the railing?
Yeah.
Okay, then she's going to use her staff of
they've all
frost and
climbed
make
on
a
top of the
wall
railing now.
of ice on the other side.
Okay, does that also require concentration, or does it just create a wall of ice that stays there?
It basically forces them to make a dex save because it's going to be in their space, and hopefully it pushes them off the boat.
But does it say concentration on the spell?
I think it is concentration up to 10 minutes.
Oh, shoot, right.
Okay.
Ugh.
So the wall
Limited
of light
spell
will
slots,
disappear
God
if you
damn it.
use that. Do you still want to use it?
Tell you what, why don't you slap it down in the same place you put the wall of light and finish off all those zombies on that side? That's a huge opening start for us already.
I was going to have her do a hailstorm with that one. This is for ice storm. She's gonna, so it's a 40-foot diameter cylinder, and it's gonna plunk right where basically all the zombies on her level are, where the wall of light is. So the goal is to basically take them out because it's a save or half damage one.
Oh, okay. I see a separate post there. Okay.
It has a radius of 20 feet, which means it has a diameter of 40.
20 of 40. Yeah. Okay. And so where are you dropping that?
Sorry, I am not thinking clearly. The cylinder would hit the ship. So you know what? We're gonna take Jesse's idea and just drop the wall of ice where the wall of light is to take them out.
Okay. So how big is the wall of ice?
So
it's
it'll
10,
actually
10
extend
foot
farther and cut off some of the guys at
panels,
the top too.
So it goes 100. Yeah. So are you dropping it along the whole railing so that it hits the ones? Okay, yeah, you can hit all of them.
Okay. So
on the north edge.
if the wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature within its area is pushed to one side of the wall and must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 10d6 cold damage or half as much damage on a successful save.
5d6. Oh boy. Well, all of those guys with 1 hit point are certainly dead. And then there's the 6 other guys that I'll roll saving throws for. And that was a dexterity save?
I'm just checking the save right now.
Dex. Oh, so it's 10d6 on a failed save. Oh, jeez.
DC 16.
3, 4, 5, 6. They all failed. So they're taking 10d6 cold damage. And the other ones are all just dead. Oops.
That would be 48 cold damage.
Oh, man. Okay, so they all die and get pushed into the water. So that edge of the ship is completely clear now.
Sorry for all the confusion, guys.
Big
I'm
play
figuring out the Staff of
Ysmyr.
Frost as I go.
I'm just leaving that one zombie there. No problem. So there's a long wall of ice on that edge of the ship. The wall of light is gone. So I can delete that. And I'm just leaving that one zombie there because he's my initiative marker. But he's dead. Anything else on your turn, Ysmyr?
God damn it, I keep forgetting I have to be on this tab. There's no big enemies like that ogre anymore. It's just all smaller zombies. Okay, then for now we will hold off. That is, and
Yep.
Ysmyr's going to move to the railing where they all died so that she has more space from the big group coming up the other side.
Sounds good.
And that's her turn.
All right, Yaereene, what would you like to do?
Shoot zombies. That one.
All right.
Oh, you should have gone for the one way at the top there, because that's the one that I would miss for the turn undead.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
No, my bad. I should have said something.
How is... Oh, I see. It's total damage plus total critical damage, but it's not injured, so it doesn't take the 11 Colossus Slayer damage. So it's still taking 17 damage, which is pretty decent, but not enough to drop it.
That is fair.
And that will probably do it. Must make a saving throw of 5 plus the damage taken. Oh,
Poor
Not
thing.
not quite. It dies and falls back into the water.
And that's it for Yaereene at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm getting at least a +2 for hitting because it is a favorite enemy.
Okay. Yeah, you really needed that +2 on those.
I know.
So instead of 32 and 28, it's 34 and 30 to hit. A zombie with an AC of 8. All right. What's KTR going to do?
What can ETR do? Does he have anything area of effect?
He has Shatter and Synaptic Static for big boom area of effect stuff. Synaptic Static being larger radius of 20 feet. Would we know how intelligent zombies are?
You're pretty sure they're stupid. Like they're just
Quantifying
mind you.
it, stupid is what? Like stupid is in a score of 1, stupid is in a score of 2, stupid is in a score of 3 intelligence.
Fine. You would know that it has 3 intelligence, I guess.
Hey, then Synaptic Static totally works.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't work against creatures with intelligence of 2 or lower. Yep. Half as much on see. Okay, so it's a 20-foot sphere. Where would you like that sphere?
Does anybody have any objection or other suggestions?
I mean, I'm keeping an eye on that front row across from the wheel. I can hit. I'll draw a line. If you can see my measuring, I can hit that radius if I do turn undead. That being said, like I'm planning to move on my turn.
KTR is gonna drop it right there and catch most of those zombies.
Oh, doke. There. Did that? I don't think that actually did it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Don't want to do it again. Damage. Normal. Okay, so they get a saving throw DC 16 intelligence. Oh, this is going to be good. Because their saving throw for intelligence is amazing. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2. Oh. 6, 7. And that was a DC 16. So they all fail. None of them has 29 health. So they all die. Fall into the water. All right. I think that's it for KTR's turn. Or is he going to give someone else some inspiration?
He'll drop a bardic
I feel like he'd
inspiration
go for
on Ysmyr
Tempus
unless
because
anybody
he's
has
in
any
the
objections.
thick of it.
No, Tempus and KTR
I
off
think he would
screen
drop
been
it on
very catty
Tempus.
at each other all day, so you know.
I have to
Well,
agree with that. Caddy is one thing, but this is combat, and he cares.
Okay,
Fine.
Tempus,
Keep
you are
rolling, but I've
overruled.
got it. Yep.
We'll go on to Rhodes.
Okay, so I think I've measured out. I will move to here and cast Turn Undead, which means I think I can hit everything but the very last guy up there.
What's the radius on that?
Anything within 30 feet of me.
30 feet. Yeah. There's just one guy not in range of that.
Yeah, and that is a DC 15.
And do you have Destroy Undead?
I do. That's why I asked you what the CR was in the other chat.
Okay. What CR does it destroy?
At 8th level and higher, it is 1 or lower.
Okie dokie. So there's no save versus Destroy Undead? They just die?
It's when it fails its saving throw.
Believe they get a saving throw, yeah.
Yeah, so anything that fails the saving throw will go poof.
Okay. What is the saving throw?
DC 15 Wisdom.
Oh,
They
for
get you
God's
with
sake.
storms when they have a
Zombies are
storm.
always wise.
So I have to do 8 wisdom saves. 1. 7. 8.
One
So I think
stubborn one, I see.
yeah, the 7th one saved. So what happens to him?
I don't think there is any effect if they make their saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only if it fails they turn. But in this case, those that fail would just poof. But
All
there's
right.
no consequence for
Yeah,
anything
it's
that makes
very
it.
save or suck.
Okay. The captain, seeing that you guys have everything well in hand, is going to back up behind you guys and allow you to continue to do your thing. The elven sailors, likewise, are going to flee because they saw what happened to their buddy at the back of the ship. So they're just going to leave lots of room. And the zombies get to go.
Attack at advantage since I had attacked recklessly.
Do you have? You can also attack it as it comes into your threat range, right?
Oh, I totes malotes can. Yeah, I'll use my reaction, sure. Not the best. Does a 13 hit?
Sure. So how much damage does it take?
Sorry, does the 13 hit?
Yes.
Just tried to send a roll. I rolled a 9 plus 4 plus 3. Did it show up?
Yep, it just showed up now. So total 16 damage.
Yep. Oh, and setting its motion to 0, 10 feet away from me.
Curses. Okay, it stops there. Makes moaning, groaning sounds. All right, Tempus.
Let's just go ahead and finish him off.
It took me a second to realize my chat window quit. If I don't do anything on the page after a certain point, it gives up on me.
You kill that zombie dead.
Okay, I'll move up to... just basically finish my turn at the top of the stairs, and that's it.
Okay. All right, Ysmyr. You can see there is one zombie left that shambled up to Katiara.
Okay, she's gonna move so she can get an angle on it, and we're gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Okay. 19 and a 16 both certainly hit.
For 5 and 13.
Yeah, that's 18 damage, so it's still up, but quite hurt. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Anything else? Okay. Yaereene, you see one lone zombie threatening Katiara.
I will shoot it, and I will use my sharpshooter feat, which I should have been using all along, so I'll take a -5 to get a +10 damage. My 2 hit is a 13.
Yeah, it hits.
And that would do 22 damage?
I thought it added plus 10 damage.
Right, but it doesn't have the Colossus. Oh, it is already injured. Never mind, that does 30 damage.
Yeah, it does.
Excellent.
All right. Well, that was fun. and combat. So as the final zombie goes down, the captain shouts to his crew to get to work, and they're gonna get out of Dodge. So you watch as the crew springs into action. They dump the dead zombies that are on board over the edge, and the ship starts to make its way out of harbor and across to the west.
Phew, I'm going to stay in the crow's nest. This is a good spot to live.
Well, that was something.
Yeah, you guys weren't
There
joking
were a
around
lot
there.
of
You used a lot of
zombies.
high-powered spells to blast your way through that.
It was scary.
Ysmyr will again go check on just quickly check on Rhodes, be like, "You are okay, right?" Because she did, depending on how loud he was with that divine intervention, he probably sounded off.
I don't think he has that much to say. I think he'll just nod and carry on.
At least
We don't
not
talk
right
about our
now.
feelings, apparently.
And the one that was killed, Ryan, we can't do anything for, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Unless Rhodes has Revivify or something. Didn't we all have one diamond when we were
We would
buying
also need a
stuff
diamond
in,
for it, though.
Thezalora?
We stocked up.
I mean, if
And-
somebody wants to burn a diamond, we can bring him back.
It's definitely been within a minute.
Sure, Rhodes will operating on his PTSD-ridden memories will expend his diamond that he has to bring back our crew member, because they didn't go off the boat, right? Like, they just were struck down where they stood.
Yeah, he got mangled by a big morning star that the ogre brought.
Got it. So Rhodes will wordlessly pull out his diamond and go cast Revivify.
Okay. You bring the sailor back to life, and the sailor thanks you profusely. Everyone is very impressed with your dedication to keeping them all alive, and they are going to sing your praises.
It makes
Oh.
Rhodes very uncomfortable.
Yeah, the ship begins to sail west. Maybe Forge ever decides to agree with me. And basically, as you start to sail, you note that outside the walls, this is the first time I think that you guys have taken a really good look. But there's just a sea of undead, like so many, just covering the ground everywhere. All different manner of zombies. From While there are humanoids out there, they're vastly outnumbered by things like animals, medium size, small size, large size, just every kind of animal. It's like all of nature has been corrupted and brought to the walls of the Empire of the Sun. It is a grim scene as far as the eye can see.
Well, they're definitely gonna need that cure.
Is there anything you guys would like to do while you're sailing?
Have a watch around the clock to make sure that we see any undead coming over the edge.
Okay. Yeah, as you sail, you do note that there's no undead activity that comes up on board. Nothing even tries to scramble up the edge of the ship. You can give me a perception check from up in the crow's nest if you'd like, Yaereene.
Yep, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, an 11 is pretty good. You do note that there are like fish and uh, dolphins and whatnot in the water, but you don't see any signs of like humanoid undead that are trying to get up on your ship.
Are the fish or the dolphins dead or undead? I mean, alive or undead?
You can't really tell.
Oh, God. Can she spend a minute in the crow's nest just seeing if there's, well, I guess, actually, she's going to do that. She's going to spend first a minute seeing if there's undead nearby within 5 miles, and then she's going to see for humans just in case.
Okay, so that's like 5,000 feet, something like that. Yeah. So at this point in your voyage, there's no undead to the south directly to the south of you, but to southwest to or east, southeast to east southeast. It's as far as you can sense. Just the land is covered in undead. Also, in the waters to the east, there's still lots of undead, and yes, even around your ship, you are sensing undead, and you do get the feeling that the dolphins and fish that you are seeing are undead.
They're breaking the whole world. That's somehow even more demoralizing than the humans.
Is Yaereene sharing these observations with us from the crow's nest, or is she just hanging out there quietly observing by herself?
She'll share, but it'll take her a bit to come down with that news. Any humanoids other than on the ship?
Within 5 miles? Or within a mile? No.
Within 5.
Oh, it's within 5?
Yes.
So it's 20. Yes, there are humanoids to the south of your position and slightly west.
Hey,
There's
she'll come
there's a group of about a dozen humanoids.
okay, come down and convey both of those to the rest of the group.
And it is at about the maximum range of your ability.
Cool, thank you.
I think at seeing Yaereene so shook up, Tempus would try to comfort her as best as he could, and just silently, wordlessly be there for her in this moment of horrifying discovery at what has happened to the power of nature. I'd also like to cast my own commune with nature ritual, if I may, if you would rule that I'm able to cast it on a boat, and that this doesn't count as nature having been replaced by construction. If it has, don't worry about it, and I'll just forget about it for now.
Yeah, this isn't like a city or anything like that. Like there's plenty of nature around where you are, so I would allow that to work.
Okay, I have 3 questions for you about the body of water one question about the body of water that we're on. Is the water drinkable, or has it been corrupted by the various undead creatures inside of it?
And what's the range on that? It's 300,
Spell
300 feet.
spell gives me knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you, and specifically the body of water that we're riding on, or I guess any freshwater sources off of the sea, rather.
Right.
Is there any fresh drinking water around, or has it all been plagued by zombie rot?
Yeah, the water in range of what you can sense, all to the east, as far as you can sense, you would not want to drink that water. I mean, aside from the fact that it's sea water, salt water, even if you uh, distilled it down, you wouldn't want to drink it just because it is infected by the zombies. But you are coming to the edge of where the rot is and where the zombies are. So, although it is seawater and you wouldn't want to drink it further west and south, it is considered clean water.
Good to know. Are there any powerful elemental creatures in this area around us?
No.
Are there any buildings within a 3-mile radius of where we are?
Does it say what kind of state the buildings are in?
I gain knowledge up to 3 facts of my choice about any of the subjects as they relate to the area, buildings.
Right.
I'm just asking if there are things that could be considered buildings in the area. I don't believe you have to give me a qualifier.
Oh, you don't even get a direction that stuff's supposed to be in or anything like that?
It says that I gain knowledge of up to 3 facts. So
Okay.
if I ask you where are there buildings in the area, then I would think so.
Right.
But
yeah, there are buildings within a 3-mile radius of where you are.
yeah, and I can sort of roughly pinpoint where those are around us, or
Yeah, like there's the Empire of the Sun is still within 3 miles of this position. So you sense all of those buildings, and then there are outlying farm buildings as well that surround the city in all directions.
okay, nothing out of place. Thank you for indulging me. That's it.
Yep. Anything else that people want to do at this point? And are you sharing this information with the captain and crew?
I'm sharing my information, yes.
Yaereene will share the information that there's still undead everywhere, so be on guard, and that the people are in the, was it south-southwest?
Mostly south, just a little bit west.
Okay,
At-
she'll
at-
share
at the
that
edge.
information as well.
Okay. And that was kind of at the edge of your senses. So the captain with that information says, do you think those are the people with the cure that we're looking for?
I think it's worth finding out.
All right, we'll take the ship down there. And he continues to head along the shore.
Yaereene wants to go back up to the crow's nest, and she's just going to spend a little bit of time communing with the Stormlord because that was a really painful discovery for her, so she wants to be alone.
Okay. So the captain, keep moving. Just a couple more. You can do it, Forge. I believe in you. There we go. Okay. So the captain brings the ship in, not up to the coast. He's got a rowboat on board that he lowers down, and he says, "Well, this should get you close. That's where those people are. There's no sign of the undead anywhere around here. But well, stay put and wait for your return."
I'm going to do another sensing
Ryan,
now that I'm over here, just to
Can
make
we
sure they're
consider
safe
the boat
before we
ride a
leave them.
short rest?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Warlock, gotta ask.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So one of the sailors gets into the rowboat and rows you to shore. Yaereene, you do your sensing. I have to measure a distance here. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Sorry. So, a little over 2 miles away is the edge of the undead invasion to the northeast. And the humans are about a mile east inland.
Okay, I let the captain know to pay attention and continue watching for undead, but give him the distance of how far away they are right now, and say we should be back soon.
All right. So you guys make landfall with the little rowboat, and the sailor asks if you want them to stay at the shore to wait for you, or if he can go back to the ship.
I think we send him back to the ship. I mean, if we're coming back here in a rush, then we've probably already lost if we're trying to escort 12 people safely.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Then he takes his rowboat and rows back to the ship. What would you guys like to do next?
Head east with
agree
either
with that.
Tempus or Yaereene scouting.
Yaereene
Okay.
can scout. Tempus will help.
Sounds good. You guys can give me some tracking checks. What is that? Survival checks.
I'll help Yaereene so she rolls at advantage.
That was an 18.
Okay. So you're making your way inland, and the beach area that you're on right now looks undisturbed. Like there's, if you didn't know there was a war going on between the living and the undead nearby, you'd never know it from here. The area is pristine. The beach is actually quite lovely. And you don't see any signs of life or anything in terms of human activity. No footprints or anything like that. You do see animals living in the area, but
Yaereene
nothing.
nearly weeps with relief at that.
Yeah, but there's nothing threatening, nothing scary in the area.
Okay, we'll continue eastward to where I sensed the people.
Okay, you guys head east, and you come to a road, and at the road you meet up, or you see a dozen people camped out. They've got tents pitched. There are a couple of wagons here that you see loaded with crates and barrels, and they probably notice you around the same time that you notice them as you're walking through. Not a heavily forested area. There are trees, but it's fairly open.
Look to Ysmyr to make
Yep.
introductions.
Sorry, what did we come across?
You came across a group of a dozen people, and they have a couple of wagons laden with boxes and barrels.
I guess Ysmyr will step up. Are you the group who was trying to get to the city, the Kingdom of the Sun?
A tall man, clean shaven, well armed and armored, steps forward in front of the group and says, "Yes, we had hoped to find a way through to the city. We have goods that would be very valuable to them and to our continued existence, but the undead are thick from here to there, and we dare not get any closer."
Romy, if you're talking, we
Thank
can't
you.
hear you.
No, it's thick right up to the walls of the city, so there's no walking in. But we've been sent to find you and bring you a different way. Or so,
Well,
but
we'd
we have to
certainly
get to the
appreciate that.
city. Um,
Ysmyr, are you sure this is the right people? Like, we can take them, but let's make sure.
is there a way we can confirm you are who you say you are?
He shows you a badge that indicates that he is a lieutenant in rank and says, "I'm Lieutenant Joram Cloud of Fallsguard. It's a long way from here, but a strange figure came to us some time ago, and he manufactured a potion that can remove the effects of zombie rot. So we collected the ingredients that he indicated we should use. He left a recipe with our alchemist Sunny over there, and she's been brewing some on the road. It's difficult. We've been stationed here for the last several days, though, so she's had an easier time of it while we've been sitting still. But still, we've got plenty of supplies, more than she can ever brew with. So if we can get those to the city, they should be able to have their people work on it as well. I don't know how long it'll buy them, but what we found in Fallsguard and Fort Reach has talked about this too in our letters back and forth, is that any help is good help at this point. At least, if nothing else, it boosts morale, knowing that once the clerics are out of spells, you don't have to lose hope that you're going to turn into a zombie.
Oh, good. We just wanted
Can
to
you
make sure
explain
that we got you back.
mysterious man who told you how to brew this?
He wasn't a man so much. He had a funny name, like he was counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, or something like that. He's much taller than a man. Um, Almost as tall as like you consider an ogre or something like that. Uh, he was just wandering around looking for information about gods and some such. But he stopped to help us when he heard about our problems. He's not from these lands. I wasn't really clear on where he was from, but in his wanderings, he had discovered books about old gods, which he said weren't old. I didn't really understand what he meant by that. I had never heard of them anyway. But when our clerics converted to the faith of Sharo, they were given great power again, and it's been a real blessing in our battle against the undead.
Well, we aren't Sharo's biggest fans. If this stranger's cure for the rot is helping, we'll take that for sure. So, okay. I guess.
Well, I'm not much of a religious man myself, but I've seen what those clerics can do now with the power of the light behind them, and I don't know what issues you have with Sharo, but I don't have any, that's for sure.
Ryan, if they have to pack, I'm assuming they're not ready to leave at the drop of a hat?
Yeah, they'll have to pack up camp.
Okay, she's going to sense for undead again.
Okay.
And she's going to spend the entire time until they're ready doing that.
Okay. Yeah, you still sense that the undead are where they had been the last time you reached out. They haven't moved towards you at all. There aren't any stragglers outside of the main force. They just seem to be parked outside of the Empire of the Sun.
Okay, well, good. Well, not really good, but you know.
I understand what you mean. There's no imminent threat against you guys. So Lieutenant Joram gets the group moving, packing up their tents and supplies and stuff, and they start turning the wagon train. Well, not train, it's only 2 wagons, but they turn their wagons west and start heading overland with those. Is there anything else that you want to discuss while you're traveling back to the shore?
Tempus is going to approach Sunny the Alchemist. What are they?
She's a human. Yeah, she's human.
Hello, I understand that you are the alchemist who makes the zombie rot curing potion.
Yes, I am.
Are you
And
the only person that knows the recipe at present, other than that mysterious individual that gave it to you in the first place?
oh no, sir, no, not at all. I have several copies of the recipe with us. The people who still live in Fallsguard and Fort Reach also have copies of the recipe. Their alchemists know how to make it, and they have been creating it. We send out soldiers to gather supplies when when the undead aren't around, because they're not gathering around our walls like they are here at the Empire of the Sun. They tend to filter through and filter past, and some of them will test our defenses, but uh, it's not like here. They seem to be more interested in heading on and continuing past our borders.
Sorry, when she says that, yeah, we've got several copies of the recipe written down, are they all sort of in one place, or are they spread amongst the group?
They're all in one place.
Which is like on her person?
It's in one of the wagons.
Okay, Tempest is just going to inform her that he's going to be keeping her safe because until she's able to get to the city and pass down this information, he's just going to make sure she doesn't get chopped. So making her acquaintance and asking her a couple of questions about herself while we continue on back to the boat.
Yeah, she really appreciates your protection. She's felt safe with Lieutenant Joram and his guards protecting the wagons. They have handily dispatched any undead that they've run across. So she's felt mostly as safe as you can during a zombie apocalypse, I suppose. Um, but yeah, your protection is very much appreciated. She asks you questions as well because she was originally from the fort to the south, Fallsguard, and she's heard stories of orcs to the south. Like she's never run into any, but she's always been curious about them. Uh, so she just wants to know if you're one of those orcs.
Tempest will explain he's not a southern orc, he's a northern orc, and he is going to then paint a very rosy picture of northern orcs because he's like, yeah, I know all about your southern orcs, how they're cannibalistic and slavers and generally bad behaving. Nothing like that in the north. In the north, we're all pretty cool, and we'll give her a very rose tinted color of northern orcs, as told by Tempest.
All right. Well, she really appreciates that not all orcs are bad orcs, and yeah, she confirms that she's heard stories from elven traders from Velshni that they had wars with the Horgoth orcs. But yeah, she's never met an orc before, so she's relieved to hear that you're not like that, and is happy to to make your acquaintance and travel with you.
All right, back to the boat.
All right, back to the boat. So you guys get back to the shore. It takes a little longer because the wagons aren't like all-terrain vehicles. They have some difficulty getting over the uneven ground and across the sand, but eventually they do get to the shore, and the sailor with the rowboat comes back, and it's going to take several trips, but it's not a problem to get all their supplies and stuff back. He doesn't think he can get the horses with the wagons, but everything else he manages okay. And the people with the wagons say that they can just cut the horses free and let them go. They're fast and sure-footed. They think that they'll be okay and can
Probably
outrun
the
the
best
undead.
option, yes.
And the ship heads back to the Empire of the Sun.
Woo!
And I think we're going to leave it there for tonight.
One question.
Sure.
Does Tempus share the information that the knowledge is in only 2 spots at the moment?
No, he does not.
Okie dokie.